Hi everyone, Johnny here. It's time for another brain dump. Brain dump, brain dump, brain dump, brain dump, brain dump, brain dump. It's been a while. Mainly because I've been I've been sitting with this topic for a while. And it's a tough one because our society does not want to talk about aging and ageism. There seems to be this whole taboo around older people. Now, look at me. A lot of people peg me in my 40s. I just passed the age where legally the United States government considers me a senior citizen. That means I'm kind of old in the eyes of somebody who's 20 or 22. That means I can join AARP. That means I get a lot of perks because I'm older. It also means that a lot of people disregard me and discount my voice. Been watching a lot of YouTube, been spending time with you guys out there, listening to your stories, watching what you share. I've got a handful of people I watch all the time. You're young, sometimes some of you are pretty cute. Some of you are very vocal and do really rad things. And I think it's great. I don't see a lot of people that look like me, and I don't see a lot of people who are my age utilizing this platform. One of the things I so wanted when I was in college studying video and film was I wanted a place where I could put my voice without any filters. I wanted somewhere I could go and publish the stuff I was talking about, but it wasn't invented yet. I graduated in 1991 with a BFA in media arts with an emphasis in film theory, so I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit. Everything was pre-digital, so now, learning digital. Anyway, this isn't about what I do, this is about who I am, this is about my perceptions. So ageism on YouTube is rampant. A lot of the people who get all the hits and all the views and all of the publicity and all of the shares and the likes are 20-somethings, 18-somethings, people who are below the age of 30. And people who are doing like comedy stuff. If you don't have a shtick, if you don't have something you're doing that grabs the attention of the viewer, then your video is not getting shared. It's not getting liked, it's not getting watched. And the only way for those of us who are doing this to get any momentum is if you share this video, like this video, tell your friends about it. Say, hey, look, I saw this really cool thing called Brain Dump on YouTube. It's really awesome. And I would really appreciate it. But because I'm older and because I don't have a shtick, okay, I do, but because I don't have a shtick, and because I'm older, I don't get a lot of views. I don't get a lot of people watching me. When you're young and having fun, you don't want to hear somebody talk about sobriety or recovery. You don't want to hear somebody talk about, what it was like to be queer in the 1980s. Let me tell you, it wasn't easy. I identify as genderqueer. I have lived a queer lifestyle for a very, very long time. I am at the age of being an elder and being able to pass on stories and being able to talk to you about what happened then and what's happening now. I addressed that in my last video on the Orlando shootings. And I've been sitting with that for a couple of weeks. One of the things I did do was change my Facebook profile picture to the pink triangle. I'll put one up. Triangles. Somewhere, somehow along the line, and I need to go back and look at the history of it, the gay movement went from using the pink triangle with silence equals death in it to using the rainbow pride flag. This transition happened because we became an inclusive community, LGBTQIA. Lesbian, bisexual, gay, transgendered, queer, asexual, IQI, questioning, intersex, and allies. So what started as LBG became this great big long an acronym. So with that came the rainbow pride flag, because once we stopped dying from AIDS and once we could let go of the pink triangle, we came up with something way more positive, which is cool. I love the rainbow flag, don't get me wrong. I think it's amazing. As a person, as an elder gender queer person in this community of YouTube, queer YouTube, gay YouTube, YouTube that has a voice for us, I can tell you that story if you don't already know it, if you don't know what the pink triangle is. Why do we have such a schism in our society between the 20-somethings and the 50-somethings? Why am I not allowed to teach you? Where are the other voices here on YouTube like mine that are teaching you, that are helping you, that are raising you up? I'm starting to collect and gather in my local community some of the younger queers, and I think it's pretty amazing. I'm not doing it. It's happening organically. It's happening naturally. I went to some poetry readings. I did some stuff. Some people heard me. They thought I was amazing. I'm actually overcoming a huge fear, and I'm going to go to the storytelling, weekly storytelling that we have here in town, and tell a story. I'm doing this like on a regular basis with you guys. I ought to be able to do it in front of a live audience. I can read a poem in front of a live audience. I can tell a story. But it's hard because feeling safe and being older and feeling like I was rejected by the younger generation in the workplace. So I want to make this really clear. When I was working as a cook, as a chef, being older and being female bodied, I got a lot of shit. I had a bunch of younger guys who were not helping me, and I ended up losing my job because I got angry because these younger people were not giving me any respect. And that's the other thing about ageism. There doesn't seem to be a lot of respect, from my experience, from the younger people towards the older people. We've lost it. Younger people seem to know more or know better than an older person. And I want to address that right now. Let me tell you something. There is information in my head right here. This is why it's called a brain dump. Information in my head that I can tell you that you may not know. And so why do you disregard an older person and the things that are inside of their heads? Because you've been taught, you've been trained, you've been conditioned, you have been brainwashed to believe that somebody who is older has nothing to say. And that bothers me. That we have taught you not to listen to us. I'm going to challenge you right now. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to challenge you right now. Go find somebody who's older. Sit down with them and listen to their stories. I'm serious. Sit down and listen to their stories. Talk to them. Maybe take your camera with you, your recording device, and ask them, hey, can I tell you can I record a 5-minute story of yours? In the past, we called this oral history. We passed it down. I actually took a class in college in my first time around at ASU on oral history. The art of the storytelling, the art of passing on information from one generation to the next. Call this a tag challenge. All right? Isn't that what everybody's doing right now? We're doing tags? Okay, tag challenge. Go get a story from somebody from another generation and record it and put it on your YouTube. Make sure you have permission. Make sure you're doing it right. Talk to your grandma, your mom, your dad, your auntie, your uncle, your best friend's old man that lives out in the desert. Go get a story. Listen. Because our collective consciousness depends on the ability to pass on what we know. Ageism is something that is taught. It is something that is conditioned. It is something that we need to get over. And we need to bring the youth and the older generations back together so that we can share and so that we can heal. So you've got your tag challenge. I never thought I was going to do that. You've got your tag challenge. 5-minute story from somebody who's older. And make sure you tag me when you put it up on your YouTube channel so that I can see it. I love hanging out with younger people. I love listening to their poetry, their stories, their the way they see the world. I love watching you guys, everyone here on YouTube, talking about what they're talking about and their journeys. You know, this is a great way to pass on information. Let's get voices from everyone. You know, we don't have to be great documentarians. We don't have to be awesome filmmakers in order to get these stories. So that's this week's brain dump. That's what I've been sitting on for, I think I wrote that topic down about 3 months ago. And then I watched VidCon. We watched some of the live streaming after it was over, and I saw no one over the age of 40 walking around. Maybe they were up in the industry tract, but nobody seemed to be older than like 40. And I'm just wondering why. You know, where are the voices of my generation? And okay, all right, subscribe. You know what to do. Subscribe, like this video, and please share this video and tell your friends about brain dump. Have a great day, evening, whatever. Enjoy yourselves. Make some great video. Go out there, shoot that story, and tag me. And we'll see you on the next brain dump.